Welcome back into the Bleed Black and Gold podcast, a Bruins podcast presented by Boston Sports Syndicate. Michael Travers bringing it to you alongside the typical voices. Actually, I was the one who was missing, so everyone's back here. Mr. Wabba Plays joins us first. Wabba, what's going on?
Hello, I'm good. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Now we might actually talk about the Bruins.
Yeah, and I'll bring in Ryan, too. Ryan, what's going on? Ryan, Big Country Daily, how we doing?
We're good. We're doing well.
So thank you again to both of you two for filling in for me 2 weeks ago when you talked to Mr. Fresh Fuzz Freddy. Say that 5 times fast. Great episode. Amazing that you guys cannot talk hockey and still somehow slander me for an hour.
I mean, it's not that hard.
You know, it's unbelievable. I think I counted, and it was like 35 seconds into actual talking before you guys started slandering me. So, I'm not saying I'm going to get you back for the next month and a half, 2 months, but just watch your back at Wabba Place.
The best time to do it is when you're not there to defend yourself.
Yeah, that's the only time you can do it, because otherwise I'll just talk over you.
Or he'll just leave and go get ice cream.
When you're not busy with your sweet walk-in closet, I'm glad you can hang out with those chumps.
Next time I'm not going to have it delivered. I'm going to go get it myself and just leave you guys for like 10 minutes on the podcast to fill it for yourself while I go pick up my own ice cream.
We'll start talking about actual nonsense. Don't worry.
Yeah, right.
But no, great job, and hopefully he'll join us again, because I'd love to talk to him. I mean, the mascot thing, the video game thing. I'd like to talk to him. I think it'd be a good time. But you guys did a great job, and that's twice now you guys have had to cover for me. And it feels like every time we have a guest, I'm like, you know what? No, I don't want to talk to guests. Like I'm okay.
Like, I'm good.
He's just big time in our guests.
We found coverage. Don't worry, we got it.
Yeah, it's not intentional. That's just the way that's just the way it goes sometimes. But anyway, nonetheless, thank you guys, and we're here to talk Bruins now. Well, Bruins / NHL, because it's a contradicting time, I feel like, right now in the NHL world or the hockey world, because you have the All-Star game that just happened, and now you have the Olympics going on, and the NHL's not there, and so there's a lot going on in the hockey world in and of itself. Never mind the Bruins, which I guess let's start with the Bruins. So I think the last time we met, they were on a roll, and we're talking about, the Bruins look good beginning of the new year, they look good. And then it was, not so good. And that's how I feel. I just feel like it's been like the start of the new year now has been, I don't know, 10 games or whatever it is. That might be aggressive. But it kind of feels like the tale of two cities here. Because they look great for the first 4 or 5 games. And then all of a sudden the Hurricanes come to town, literally remove Tuukka Rask from the team. Like not even from the game, just like remove him from the team, basically. And they're in a little bit of a skid. So what's going on here?
Yeah, did we ever get the word on Tuukka? Was it a lower body injury?
It's just an injury. I don't even care specifically which part of the body. Because here's the thing about the NHL. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what hurts. You're never going to know. You're never, ever going to know. Unless you physically watch somebody like break something, then you're like, they can just be like, oh, it's a upper body injury. It's like, nope, the dude's got a concussion. Like, he got knocked out cold. Like, the dude has a concussion. They're like, oh, no, it's an upper body injury. It's an upper body. Like, that does drive me a little bit nuts. I feel like I've ranted about that before. But he has some sort of injury, allegedly.
It's interesting. I think of the Simpsons gif of the grandpa walking in the restaurant, going in a circle, putting his hat on the thing, continuing in a circle and taking the hat off and leaving. And I'm like, oh, well, that was a fun 3 games. Yeah. Bye. Where I think he only won. What is he, 1 and 2?
He's not good. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, but what I will say is, I don't know, you won't like this, Trav, but like the fact that like you have the Swayman and Allmark reunited, and they're just so buddy. It's something. It's fun to see, and you wouldn't understand that because you don't have
make fun
things. So.
But yeah, that's what I learned. That's what I learned last time, is that I don't from listening to the last episode, is that I don't love fun things.
that ice cream. Someone, you lost a bet. That's what. I'm enjoying this, but I hate it. But it's just interesting. I don't know. There was such a big to do. The plan all year was Tuukka comes in, he's the guy. We're all hyped on him because he's this Vezina winning, and then he comes in and he's fine. And then he gets hurt, and it's like, what year is it? It's like literally like this happens and I like him. I just want him to play well, and I want him to play. And like now he's not. And like why? Why did they bring him back if this is what you got? You went 1 and 2, and now he's gone. What's going on?
He's not gone. I'm reading up on it. Probably should have done that before we started, but I'm reading up on it. It's lingering effects from the summer surgery. Oh, you mean he wasn't ready to come back? Weird.
He was fine.
No.
They wanted him to do that AHL stint, and then that got shut down because of COVID. Like I mean, it looks like they did rush him back too soon. So at least now he'll, rehab the injury, be able to get the AHL stint, kind of actually get some games under his belt before being thrown into the NHL. So
it just sucks because it felt like after one game we were like, yeah, all right, look at him, he played so well. He played against the Flyers, he played so well. Like, look at this is gonna be a great thing. Welcome back, Rask, and then he got lit up, like lit up. Like the Carolina game was a disgrace, an absolute disgrace.
I stopped watching after they scored right after Bergeron scored, and I was like, I can't do this to myself. And all I'm seeing on Twitter is just like, and another one, and another one. It's like, oh,
that's why you don't look at Bruins Twitter.
Yeah, you can't ever go on Bruins Twitter.
Better than watching that game. My gosh.
Everything that's not wrong there.
I
still would rather watch the game. Still would rather watch the game than go on Bruins Twitter. Bruins Twitter is Bruins Twitter and Patriots Twitter are pretty even, but like Patriots fans, like it's for a different reason. Like Bruins fans are just like everything sucks, the world sucks, and Patriots fans are like Tom Brady's the best, and they're both are not great for me. So like I'm good, but I'm not even just gonna focus on that because that was obviously a bad game for the whole team. 7-1, not great. No one plays well on a 7-1 loss. But the problem being from there, you blow a game against Colorado that you should have won, going 3-1 going into the third. Those are important games.
With McKinnon hurt, like again, I know I don't want someone like that to get hurt, but their best player got hurt.
Right.
Like
you
should win that now.
That's a game that you're up 3-1, and if you're going to be a serious contender, you cannot blow that game. You cannot blow that lead. Late too, if I remember correctly.
Overtime
Wasn't period, well, they lost in overtime, but
yeah.
But I want to say they gave up a goal late in the third. I want to say it was under a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong. There was a West Coast game. It was a little late, but
yeah, I didn't watch it.
I think it was under a minute that they gave up the tying goal. They lose to the Ducks, and then they get blown out by the Stars, squeak by the Coyotes, and squeak by the Kraken. It's like, what is going on here? Guys, hello? Is this the same team that we were looking at 3 weeks ago? What?
Yeah.
What is going on?
It's Bruins hockey.
Someone explain it to me, please. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
That's Bruins hockey for you. They go on these waves where they look like they're the best team in the NHL, and then they go on these waves they look like they should be the Buffalo Sabres.
It's brutal.
And
it feels like just watching the games themselves. It's ugly. It's ugly. We take the wins and losses out of it. It's ugly.
Yeah, it hasn't been very good.
Except for your little hugs.
They should beat.
Your little Swayman Olmark hugs are so great.
It gives me life. It keeps me going. But they're beating teams they should beat, which I guess is good, even though it's barely. They're beating the teams they should beat.
I'd argue they should beat the Stars.
They should have beat the Stars. They should have never lost to the Stars. They got blown out by the Stars, let alone lost to the Stars.
Right. The Ducks. They should beat the Ducks.
I mean, Anaheim's good this year, but that's a team they should have beaten. They should have beaten Arizona by more than 2-1.
Oh, they should have beaten by double digits.
The other thing, those of you who like to put a little wagers, a little friendly wagers on games, never take the Bruins ever. The spread is always 1.5. Never take the Bruins. Yeah. They cannot and will not. They're incapable of hitting an empty net. And I don't not very often do I call for Milan Lucic to come back onto the Bruins. But if Milan Lucic can put more pucks, because I remember the year that he scored 30 or whatever, he had like 17 empty net goals. And it was like, Lucic is the best goal scorer since Cam Neely. It's like, no, he just puts it in the empty net a lot. Like I'm exaggerating slightly, but not a ton. Like, can we get some empty net goals here? Can we? Yeah. Let's put this game away late so we're not watching Olmark do the breaststroke and the backstroke in the net with 5 seconds left to try and save the game against the lowly, I have no home Arizona Coyotes. I'm going to play in front of 5,000 fans at Arizona State University next year.
It's like teams that are trying to lose are almost beating the Bruins.
Yeah, it is. It's I don't want to say pathetic because that's not the right word, but it's not good hockey. It's not fun to watch. It's not fun to watch.
So I know there's like a bunch of opinions going on the trade deadline, and from what I've seen, it sounds like the Bruins are going to be buyers. And there's a few names being thrown out of, potential people. So the fact that they're thinking about bringing people in sounds like, even though they're just eking by some of these, they're playing a win. It's not a race to the bottom like it is with Montreal and Arizona. Like this is a serious cup run team, or this will be an effort to be a serious cup run. It's not tank mode, sell it all.
Right now they play the Panthers, I believe, and you're out in the first round if you play the Panthers. So the thing, I mean, they should be buyers. They should be buyers. Actually, you know what? Toronto, I guess, could maybe sneak into that number 1 spot. Maybe even Tampa, Carolina. I don't see you beating any of these teams. But the point is, they're gonna be buyers. Actually, they're gonna do what they do every single season. Bring in someone like Charlie Coyle, another third liner, another depth piece, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, he doesn't live in Weymouth, so it doesn't count." But that's what they do every single year. It feels like they bring in, even the year they won the cup, third liners, fringe players. Like if you're gonna do something, you're gonna be a buyer. They have to be buyers. They're gonna make the playoffs by default because the rest of the bottom half of the division blows, which we've been over at length ad nauseum. So they're gonna make the playoffs. But do you look at this team as a real threat in the playoffs? To be like, they're gonna go out and they're gonna be a buyer and they're gonna get another goal scorer, superstar, unless they bring in maybe Phil Kessel. But like, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't feel like that this team is primed to make a run. And the other reason they have to be buyers is because you're losing your window on this core. And we've been talking. I think this has been talked about a bazillion times.
Yeah.
But your window's closing. Like, it's time to poop or get off the pot. And it just doesn't feel like they're going to do what they need to do to bring in. I don't think Sweeney has the gonads to do what they need to do to really to make yourself better than Tampa, Florida, Carolina, Pittsburgh, Washington. That's just in your conference. Never mind. Okay, I'm getting too far off base. What was your point about the trade deadline? Sorry.
No, first off, congratulations not saying 2 gamer words. You tried very hard.
2 what?
Gamer words. But no, I think like I hear the name of JT Miller being thrown out. Obviously, sandwiches, hot dogs, Kessel. But the big one that like is like the prize, and it sounds like he's gonna be like the hot ticket, especially since they gave him All-Star Game MVP for whatever reason that increases his trade value, which is dumb. Giroux.
Claude Giroux.
Big G. And the team that gets him, he's a good player. I know he's a little older, but obviously he's super talented. And I'm going to do some wishful thinking. I have no idea how they're going to make it work. I know Vakanainen they want out. They want to get rid of him. I don't know that. I'm just saying. Well, I've actually read things. Vakanainen and DeBrusk are 2 viable trade pieces. And if they can get him, they now have an actual legit number 2 center. And that improves the team drastically.
Agreed. There's one kicker to that problem. There's one kicker to that statement.
No way. What?
$8.275 million. How does that work? How do you make that work?
You have to have Philly eat some of that.
Sure. But even the max you can eat is half. So you're still looking at what, 4 and an eighth?
What's the Brusque
it's
contract?
Better. 3 something. So you're better,
so,
but also
you move DeBrusk and Vakanainen, that should cover the. Yeah, I think you have to throw a pick. Philly's gonna be in a full rebuild after this season.
A young player, a young goalie.
You take that back.
No, they won't. No, Philly doesn't need a goalie. They got Carter Hart. They're gonna build around Carter Hart for the.
I don't disagree. But if Simon's going to be a backup anyway, I mean, I'm just saying, young players, it's going to take a massive package to get Claude Giroux. So you have to worry about the cap. And then if you're going to make them eat cap, well, now you're giving up even more to get them. And this is where the Bruins run into problems.
Yeah. So what do you think if it was DeBrusque, Vakanainen, and Senyshyn in a pick? You think that's enough to get him?
And you're eating and they have to eat salary? Probably not. Probably not.
I don't think the
I would
Bruins
do it.
have the pieces.
Here's the thing. I would do it in a heartbeat, which tells me Philly wouldn't do it.
Well, they have the pieces, but I don't think they're willing to give those pieces up. Obviously, like the Bruins have very talented players, and I'm not like they're not going to move them for Giroux.
Yeah. I mean, you're not moving your top six.
Yeah.
No. You can't. If you're going to be, you can't. You can't move your top six if you're going to be buyers. You can't. Yeah. I don't know. You just.
I mean, I'm just thinking like a Cliff. Like I don't know Flyers needs.
You're going to need to give up young players. DeBrusque is the thing about DeBrusque is it's an interesting piece because everybody knows he wants out, so that'll diminish his value. But if a team can believe in him, then maybe I don't know. Maybe that's something that you could look at. I just think that the salary cap is so. What's the rest of his contract look like? Does anybody know?
Let me pose this: Studnicka.
Nope. I'm out.
You trade center for center.
Nope. I'm out.
I'm not saying
that's probably what it would take.
But that's what I mean.
Will.
That's what I'm saying. What it would take. Would I do it? No, because Studnicka's going to be the next.
Yeah,
that's. Guy. But
that's 100% probably what it would take, and the answer
is
no.
Trading a center two for a center two. You're trading a young prospect who's very viable for an older veteran who's going to also still got some mileage. I think that's what they would want, and I think you would see just an uproar in the fan base if that happened. But if you think the window's closing, Studnicka's not part of it right now. He's going to be part of it, but he's not right now. So if they want to make it, you know what I mean? Do I think they should do it? No, but if they are true to being part of the now, that's the guy. That's the piece.
But here's the question: is Giroux enough for the Bruins to win a cup?
No, not by himself. You'd have to bring in other pieces. You'd almost need. You need a top 4 defensemen, left-handed shot defenseman. Period. Left-handed shot defenseman. Period. Doesn't matter, because probably anyone that you get, probably better than what you have on the left side right now. A second line center, someone that can score on your third line. There's so many holes. A goalie. There's so many holes on this team. It's just. I don't know. That's why, and this is what feels like it happens every single year. It's they're not primed to make that run, to do that. I don't know. Pittsburgh will never trade with the Flyers, but it feels like Pittsburgh's the place that he would go. The Rangers feel like a team that he would go to. Unexpectedly good, have a bunch of young talent, can probably afford to give some up. Might be their year because they happen to be playing well right now. That's the kind of thing that it feels like that happens, or heaven forbid, Maple Leafs. Oh, Anaheim, that's not a bad one either. That's not a bad one either. Where
Drew going to Anaheim,
get out west, play with Ryan Getzlaf, and they can laugh and be 45 together and have a good time out there. But or the Predators. There's so many other teams that feels like that they would be able to that they're in a better spot than the Bruins are.
Dude, the Flyers get their pick. They're gonna.
He also has a no trade clause. Giroux does. A full no trade clause. So Giroux decides where Giroux wants to go. Yeah, Big Daddy G decides where Big Daddy G wants to go. All right? That's the way it works. All right? When you have a big red beard like that, you decide where you want to go. Okay?
He's going to go to Tampa.
I'll lose it. If he goes to Tampa, I'm quitting the podcast. I'm never coming back.
I quit hockey altogether.
I quit. The alert will come and I'll send you guys a text. I quit. That's it. I'm done.
I quit. That's it.
I am interested to see where he falls.
The NHL has just become the NBA.
Oh God, I can't. Never.
Done here. But it doesn't. To me, it doesn't feel like those are the guys at the Bruins. Now, JT Miller, that's a name that the Bruins might end up with. But it feels like when you look at the guys that are the big names, Claude Giroux, Marc-Andre Fleury, Phil Kessel, they're saying maybe Pavelski, Klingberg. The Bruins aren't getting those guys.
Oh, there's somebody else.
Tomas Hertl,
Hertl, that was it.
Maybe.
Didn't someone say Meyer too? Hertl, or I forget.
No, they're not trading Meyer.
There's no way they would move on from Timo.
They're not trading Timo.
I mixed them up, even though I know one's from Europe and I'm assuming the other one's from Canada. Or they could both be from
Meyer. No, they're both from overseas. Meyer's Swedish. Tomas Hertl
is from
Czech. He's from the Czech.
My life is a hurdle.
Your fantasy team name?
I've been saving that for a week.
Well, we prepare for a show while we're prepares for his puns.
Yeah, right.
his name puns.
It landed, so one
One
and
for-
0.
One for one.
Back 1,000.
But here's how you want to find who the Bruins are going to trade for. Pick a random crappy team in the Western Conference, like just any random crap bag team in the West. Let's go.
Oh, speaking of crap bag teams, Chikrin is the other big name. I'm looking at
Yeah, no, come on.
but we can't afford
no.
him. And also Klinberg wants out, but he's a righty or a right defender.
Here's a good example. The Chicago Blackhawks. Click on their roster. Tyler Johnson. There's someone that the Bruins would get. Or someone like this. Brett Conley. Oh wait. Been there, done that.
Conley, you mean?
Been there, done that.
Jack Edwards might lose it.
Calvin DeHaan. Like those are the names that you need to look at. Like those are the players.
Giordano.
Those are Giordano's. We talked about him last time.
Yeah,
we were talking about potential trade deadline people.
Yeah, we don't get Giroux. We don't get Big G. We get Little G.
Yeah.
We get Gio.
Again, huge price tag. Again, another big price tag. And I mean, I would, if you're gonna try and make go and get someone big like that, I'd rather you get a defenseman. I think I'd rather you get that. I guess it would also depend on cost. See, this is what sucks, and I've been kind of muttering around this, but it's like the Bruins are just in such a bad spot for the trade deadline. They're a middling team.
Yeah,
they're a middling team. Like, I'd almost rather them hold on to the pieces, which sucks because I feel like that's all they do. But like the Celtics, you have all these draft picks, we're gonna package them for nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I'm looking at a bunch of. I don't know. I think they have an opportunity to make a deal. I think they've got some good players. I consider DeBrusk good. Is he elite? Maybe not here, but I think that teams would want him, and so I think they can get somebody. It just all depends on who that somebody is. I think they have value. That value that they have to move right now. I think Vakananen's the other name that's floating around, but. I don't know. We haven't heard anything. He said he wanted to trade, then he started playing well, and his value's up. And it's like, well, now what? The worst would be if they don't trade him.
Kind of feel that way about DeBrusk too, though. But I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm almost happy that I'm not. This is the one time I'm happy I'm not the real GM. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. This is absolutely exhilarating commentary.
Oh,
but
of course.
I don't know. I don't know what the better move is. Like I probably have to think. I did this homework, podcast homework, show homework. Next week we'll record and we'll come up with our answers. Because we still have a few weeks, right? It's March. It's in the middle of March, isn't it?
They'll all be wrong. Can't wait.
So right? But what we want them to do. What we want the Bruins to do. That'll give us another week of games, and I think that's 3 games. They play 3 games this week. Actually, aren't we in the stretch? Aren't we in the thick of it now?
Yeah, I think we had the All-Star break off, and now starting tomorrow night they're back at it.
Oh yeah, the 8th, the 10th, the 12th, the 15th, the 17th, the 19th, the 21st, the 24th, the 26th, the 28th, March 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th. Oh yeah.
So we'll really see what this team looks like in the next couple weeks.
Hopefully.
Now, last time we talked about the Bruins as well, we talked about Evander Kane hadn't signed with the team, and he, again, I don't want to get into whatever but he signed with Oilers, and he actually had a good first game. And I know we said maybe he signs with the Bruins because he definitely fills a void that they need, and I'm actually surprised about that. Do you think that would still have been a good fit, or are you happy the Bruins passed on him?
I'm not so sure that the Bruins passed on him as much as he passed on the Bruins. I honestly feel like he probably could have gone to 26 teams, and I'm getting the sense from listening to just having the players mic'd up at the All-Star game and have and listening to interviews and stuff. I'm getting the sense that the McDavid thing is real. People want to play with McDavid, and that's going to be huge for Edmonton if they can make sure they lock him up. And when it's like people want to go play with McDavid. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. So I honestly think I say 24. I feel like he truthfully probably could have gone to like 10 to 12 teams across the league. And I think out of those 10 to 12 teams, the ones that wanted him, I feel like it was going to, I think I said it was going to be Edmonton or Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be one of the two teams that he would end up going to. Sure enough, he landed in Edmonton. But I don't know that the Bruins so much passed on him as, although did it ever come out? Did anybody ever say anything, whether they were in on it or not?
No, not that
I don't think they, honestly, I don't think they would.
Did any you might be right. Did any team come out and say that they actually wanted him? And because it felt like nobody was talking about it, and then it was just like, oh, he's signing with Edmonton.
With his issues, I don't like whatever issues. I don't think teams would be willing to disclose that information unless they landed him. Why deal with the PR headache if you didn't have to?
Yeah, but I feel like the PR headache would be way worse to the team that actually signed him as opposed to the teams that just like were kicking tires. You could have said that you called him. But I don't feel like I've heard that from any team.
No, I just heard, all I heard was that he was going to sign with Edmonton, and then there was a hold. And then
it was all but signed, and then he signed. Yeah.
Then they asked McDavid, like, well, what do you think about Kane potentially signing the team? He's like, it's like, oh, God, I know you say people want to play with him. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's just not good at interviews, or maybe he's, like, sad. I don't think he's sad. But he's just like, we just need people who can play or something. Obviously not a direct quote.
You know what it is he's been the best hockey player everywhere he's gone in his entire life. So he's just like, everyone's just been like sucking up to him. And so he hasn't had to have a personality because everyone just tells him how great he is. He doesn't have to tell us. So he lacks in the personality. Actually, that's a hockey player thing though. They're all kind of dry and Bill Belichick-esque. Not all of them. That's what actually most of them, because that's why Swayman's so popular, because he's not like that.
Right.
Let's say like Marchand.
Oh my God, Marchand is great. The Brad Marchand is borderline. Like, I don't follow celebrities on Twitter. Borderline must follow.
Oh yeah, if you guys like, Marchand is a savage on Twitter. Like straight up, that dude is just like, there are times where I can't believe he writes his own tweets. Not that he's like some like, he's not Shakespeare or anything. He's just I don't know. Maybe it's from years of experience of just being mean to adults, but he just doesn't care.
Just mean to adults.
He is. That's his job. Before he like all of a sudden like cleaned up his act, he was just a jerk to adults. And you have to dig deep. You can't be like, oh, you're a poop face. That'll work with my daughter. You tell an adult that, it'll sock you. Marchand be my height.
Marchand.
He goes in. He said something about like, I don't know, like, oh God, someone like tagged him in something Carolina wrote after like the big blowout, and he tells Carolina, with a reason we have 20% escrow or something. It was so good. And like some people like got super serious about it, like, all right, get butthurt. But like the Carolina, they actually put in their Twitter bio like the reason for escrow. It's just
that's like, I was watching an interview on TNT, because now TNT has it, and it was when they played Colorado. They I think it was Biz interviewed him in between the game, and he was asking about the escrow thing and whatever, and he's just a riot. Like, he honestly strikes me as a dude who's just like super athletic, like has made great money. He just doesn't care. Like, if they ever win the Stanley Cup like again, I feel like he'll be running down the streets of the city with like a unbuttoned shirt, like flapping in the breeze, and like thong sandals and like a chubby short. You know what I mean? Just like a 4-inch chubby short running down the street, and he just doesn't care. But anyway, Biz asked him about the comment he made about, Jesus, was it Marchessault or I don't remember. Trocheck, that's who it was, Trocheck. And he was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said it, because I actually looked at his stats after the fact, and they're actually pretty good. But so I left the tweet up long enough for Spit and Chicklets to get it, because once they got it, I knew that it was just take off. So then I deleted it. I'm like, he just gets it. Like, he just knows. He gets it. And he is a good follow.
I can see Mashi working at like TNT or ESPN once he's done. Like, once he decides 100%. To hang him up, like, business out of a job, and Mashi 100% is sliding in.
100%. Actually, no, it won't even be Biz, because him and Biz, I feel like, would be a riot. It would be like Mark Messier or Gretzky, those two stiffs. like you guys are like okay, fine. Like, you probably two of the best, like probably two of the top 5 hockey players in the history of the game, Gretzky and Messier.
yeah.
Kind of don't care about listening to you talk about how like Messier was like, I was a -7 one game. Yeah, I don't care, man.
How do they remember that too? I mean,
Like,
I think they're very smart. Obviously, Gretzky's the best to ever play, but he doesn't take sides a lot, and I think that's what makes for entertaining commentary is when they get passionate and into it.
Yeah, I think they're just like they're there because of their talent. They're, like Biz blows. Like he's way better than all of us, but he blows in comparison. But like, he's entertaining, and that's why he's on there. You know, it's like I just think of like the NBA. They have Shaq and Charles Barkley, and like yeah, they're both great players, but like they're entertaining. And then it's like Gretzky and Messier are just like, oh my god, this is what we're listening to. And they're only there because of their name.
Yeah.
So I think that's where Marchand would step in.
Well, hopefully he doesn't soon because we need him.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen soon.
No,
but you're 100% right. He's destined for the commentary after. I don't know if he'd do play-by-play or anything like that, but he'd be great as a third or fourth seat.
If he wins more cups, he can be like when they put Ortiz in at the I don't know, the things, and Ortiz would just like cheer to the crowd and just be basically like telling A-Rod to his face the Yankees suck. He'd be doing that.
Yeah.
He'd be doing that with I don't know who.
But again,
Pacioretty, I don't know.
Again, entertaining though. Like the Ortiz thing. Like listening to Ortiz sometimes is like, what is happening? It's like listening to Shaq. What is going on? Kendrick Perkins. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah. So yeah, maybe
they're entertaining. Like that's and then it's Gretzky. I'm the great one, and they pull out a goat for they bought Gretzky a goat or something. Like Gretzky wasn't even there. I'm like, what? On his birth? I don't know. Like it's ugh. Anyway, I'm off track. Way off track. What were we even talking about? Bring me back. Reel me back. Marchand. We're talking about Marchand.
Yeah, I don't know. Then we were talking about how weird he is on Twitter, but
Reel me back.
I'm trying to think like what else, like what other big items have happened, not just in the NHL, but like things that impacted the Bruins. Because I feel like with the All-Star break, and maybe we can talk about that, it's like obviously like, you know, there's nothing to do, and the All-Star game comes out. You have like, you know, we only have one for whatever reason. Again, Marchand doesn't make it, which makes no sense. And then you have like some of these guys just stop, like not be able to play, not be able to go. Like Ovechkin, somehow, I think Ovechkin got out of it. He just didn't want to go. You have Bergeron, who is like, oh, this is good. He's like talking like he's like planning on leaving or retiring, and it's like, what is happening with this game? I can't even enjoy it because all this like weird news coming out.
One, let's start with Marchand not being sent to the All-Star game. I'm sure you guys don't have. I'm sure Ryan, you don't have heavy thoughts on that because I believe this is what we were going to talk about last time.
So far,
and I know
so far past that. I think all my stats. I don't think I updated them.
No, you don't need stats. Just give me the passion. Give me
I
the
never
raw.
have.
Give me the energy. Give me the
stat.
Yeah, give me the Shaq and not the Gretzky. Come on, give me the.
Well, I mean, just over the last, is it? I'm trying to remember exactly. It was like the last like 3 seasons. Marchand is ranked 3rd amongst players in NHL for points, and he has like, I think he's obviously 1st in the NHL for like shorthanded goals, and he has it's like 20 to 30 something goals more than the next person in line for shorthanded goals, and I think it's like Nathan McKinnon. But I mean, even McKinnon didn't even. Well, McKinnon got picked for the All-Star game, but he was hurt.
Broke his nose.
Yeah,
Taylor Hall broke his nose. That goon.
I mean, like the 1 and 2 is, I think, is McDavid and Draisaitl, and then Marshy's 3
for points for this year.
For like the last like 5 years.
Oh, well, here's the thing about the All-Star game. It's more of a what have you done for me lately kind of thing than more so than it is what you've done over the longevity of your career. But you also look at that, and it's also, how are you going to tell me that Marchand is not one of the top wingers in the entire game right now? If not the top left wing in the game right now.
I get Ovechkin scores, but Marchand's. Does Ovechkin play defense? I mean, I know he's a thick boy and he just hits people, but he doesn't play defense, right? He's thick
with 2 C's.
But he just sits at the top of the circle and just rips it, and it goes in, right? And occasionally he'll just hit someone.
I mean, no, you're not chasing down the all-time goals record by just sitting at the top of the point and ripping it. But
I mean, obviously hyperbole. I'm just saying.
No. I get what you're saying, Marchand is probably a more complete player, but he's also not as elite of a goal scorer. And chicks love the goal scorers. Chicks dig the long ball. Chicks like the goal scorers.
I mean,
That's the way that it goes.
Yeah, but chicks also like shorthanded goals, and that dude, you put him on a penalty kill, and he's gonna make you look silly, or he's gonna talk bad about your family or mother.
I'm not so sure chicks love the shorthanded goals. I'm not so sure that's a thing. And I mean, it could be, but I don't know. You put short in there, and they're out. The chicks are out of
right
it.
I'm sure our demos will show it, but chicks, let us know if you like shorthanded goals. To Mike Travers at AOL.com.
Yeah, send it there. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I'll get right back to you. No, seriously. Brad Marchand not getting into the All-Star game, an absolute joke.
I mean,
absolute
the All-Star game in itself is an absolute joke. There's no reason why one person from every team should be going to the the All-Star game.
Agree.
Like, come on. It's supposed to be the All-Stars of the NHL. I'm sorry if your team does not have an All-Star. Like, Rasmus Dahlin should not be at the All-Star game. He is not an All-Star. Clayton Keller should not be at the All-Star game. Like, come on.
Agree.
Like, it's an absolute joke. Trevor Zegras absolutely should be there.
Oh my God.
He is exciting. Jack Hughes, 100%. I think he should be there. But, like, not every team needs to have somebody from representing their team.
If you're going to do that, you can't have. Okay, yes, you can have a player from every team. I get it. I understand it. Exposure, blah, blah, blah. I got it. Get it. Cool. Moving on. Don't send 11 players from the conference and that's it. Like, why are we still playing 3-on-3, first of all? Like, why is this a thing? Why are we still playing 3-on-3? Like,
bring back the East versus West.
Honestly, can we just get rid of the game? And I feel this way about every single All-Star game. Every single one. The Pro Bowl, come on, there was basically two-hand touch out there. They're not even
skills competition. Get rid of the Pro Bowl.
The skills competition is where it's at. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I feel is name your All-Star teams. That's fine. Some guys have bonuses for it. Some guys get, and it helps them for salary or for contract negotiations. Name your All-Star teams. I don't care. Do what the NBA did. Have a draft. Like, these are your guys. Here's your draft, and then there can be some extra guys that get, don't dress in case guys get hurt and guys drop out, whatever. But make the skills competition the thing, and don't be corny about it with these light up pucks, shooting it over the ocean, over the water. Like, I don't even think it was the ocean.
Shooting it over Vegas, the landlocked, the sandy shores of Vegas.
Shooting it over the ponds that are out there. Like, let's not be corny about it. Like, you know what? Like, let me see Jordan Kyrou face off against Connor McDavid in a speed contest. And you know what? Make them wear their helmets, please, because I would like to see them actually go. Like, let's go. Like let's do that stuff. Like, give me a real hardest shot. Make them take a one-timer from the point on a pass and not get a 15 stride lead leading into a hardest shot, into a slap shot. Like, make the skills competition the thing, but also make it more realistic. I didn't watch all of the skills competition this year because it was on a Friday night. Like, what?
Yeah, when did they change that?
During the Olympics.
Why? Why are we doing this on a Friday night?
Used to always be Saturday night, and the All-Star game was Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. What is going on? I understand giving them the day off, like on Sunday. Like, that part I understand. But let's just get rid of I'm telling you, just get rid of the game. Or do the skills competition and then do like a quick little game going on. And if you're gonna do breakaway contests,
that's what I was gonna say.
Oh my God, give me a break! Like, oh my God, he blindfolded himself. Ooh.
So I thought they were gonna do like cool shots, and then like I saw one, but didn't Hughes bring out? I will say I like Hughes did like the box, and now came a little Hughes.
Yeah, it's corny.
But okay, first let me say that kid's gonna like remember that for the rest of his life, and I thought the shot was good. Fine, that aside, he didn't actually shoot the puck. Second, you have hometown Pietrangelo coming out with the drummers, and he's going so slow. The dude hits it over the net. Dude, you couldn't even hit
the net.
Over the GoPro on Vasilevsky's dome. Like, dude, what are you doing? It's your job. You're on a breakaway. Like, did he win?
No,
I don't know.
No, Pietrangelo won.
Oh, he did.
Pietrangelo won. He didn't even get the buck in the net.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought
because
a field goal.
John Hand gave him a 19.
John Hamm was there?
Yeah, he was one of the judges.
One of the judges. So one of the best parts, and like, okay, first of all, it's so tacky, it's so corny. If you're gonna do a breakaway contest, can we please do a real breakaway contest? Like, can I actually see what Vasilevsky could do against these guys in a breakaway contest? Like, I actually want to be able to see what they can do. I want to see their moves. It's so tacky, so corny. It's the average Joe's thing with the blindfold. Okay, first of all, I want to say, and I might sound crazy here, but there's absolutely no way that he could not see. Like, there's no way. And then I'm like, wait, did he actually not see? Is he actually that good? There's no way. I'm just gonna get that out of the way really quickly. Secondly, the whole freaking thing is just it's corny, it's tacky. Show me something real. Like, please make the skills competition the thing, because one, it's more entertaining than the game. That is more entertaining than the game. Still corny. Two. Kaprizov. Kaprizov. He's always Kaprizov to me. Kaprizov sounds like a salad. He's always Kaprizov to me.
I'll take the Kaprizov.
Does it? This sounds like a salad, doesn't it? A caprese salad.
Dressing on the side.
Yeah, it's just okay. So he does the whole tribute to Ovechkin because he didn't make it against COVID, whatever.
It's very nice.
All of the judges give him 8s. Because that's
that's so bad.
Except one was like 6. Like get with the program. Like, you can't even get that right. Like, just get with the program. It's all corny. It's all tacky, and you still can't even do it right.
It's all staged. It's all set up.
It's so dumb. Dumb.
Here's a hot take. It's not hot. It's a cool fart take, but I'm gonna say the best part about the NHL All-Star Game has nothing to do with the players. It's anything to do with the mascots. That stuff is fun to watch. I think it's silly. They're having a good time. They're making the days of people. That, to me, they were playing broom ball. That, to me, is interesting.
Didn't you have enough mascot talk last episode?
No, he's not there. This isn't me sucking up to Freddie.
Did you see the Coyotes mascot like skating, and he was like, looked like he never skated before, and somebody tweeted out, was like, "This is Arizona hockey in a nutshell." I felt so bad.
Dude, Gritty went to a male review. I don't know. Basically, he got up on stage with a bunch of women and took his Gritty pants off.
Oh, he did a little show.
I mean, there wasn't, you didn't see a little, little Gritty wasn't hanging out. He had some pants, but
Bobby was looking.
He kept it respectable.
Exactly. He'll punch kids, but he'll do it that far. But it's just, that stuff is silly to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just
the thing that here's.
I wish the players looked like they were having as much fun as the mascots. Like, it seems like some people are just there because, like, I don't know, they're selected.
Well, the thing is they really try and market it towards kids. They try and market it towards. I mean, this is getting back to, remember they hired that TikTok kid or whatever that kid's name was, because they wanted like the next generation, and it's like. I just feel like it's so far off. Like to me, if you actually got to see the amount of skill that these guys had in an open ice situations, I mean, you see it in the 3-on-3s and the overtime, the amount of skills that they have. I mean, you remember the Cale Makar goal that he scored, and everyone was all like crazy. And you see Zegras with the Michigan and the pass over the net. Like, that's in real time, real stuff. Like, now you're giving them the opportunity to do this on a global stage. Like, that would be so much more entertaining. And the only people who are watching the NHL skills competition on a Friday night at 7:00 are hockey fans. Like, I'm sorry, but no one is like, I'm going to just flip through the TV here on Friday. Oh, there's hockey on. Let me watch this. That's not happening. So if that's going to happen, like, they should be catering it to people like to our age group is how I feel.
Yeah.
Younger than us, it's like, maybe even a little bit younger than us. But you need to market the players' skills, not this corny. Who can be the corniest? It's like the NBA. It's like the slam dunk competition. Like, they started getting out of control. They kind of reeled it in over the last few years, but it's not. It's just corny. It's stupid.
I don't like them. I don't like any of them anymore. Nobody cares. Like, you know what I mean? It just seems like no one wants to be there, and it's just another one. Granted, would I love to go? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely for the fans, and I wish the player. There was more for the players, I guess.
I mean, like, just watching it, I watched the skills and I watched the All-Star game, and like, you could tell, like, the younger kids, like the younger NHL players, for their first times, like, they're excited and everything, and like the older players that have been there, like, it's more for their kids.
Yep.
Like you see Bergeron with his 3 kids. You see Pavelski with his kids. Petrangelo with his kids out there. Like, they definitely like cater it more towards them. Even like I don't know if you saw the interview with Stamkos. Stamkos had his son, and the whole time his son was like, I want to go see the Zamboni. I want to go see the Zamboni. So Stammer's like, all right, I got to leave. He wants to go see the Zamboni. Like,
but you know what I think of? I think of like, you can do that. That can all still happen. Like, it can still be about the kids. Like, you know what, you're gonna sue, and I understand that they don't want to go, they don't want to get hurt, they don't want to go hard, they don't do that kind of stuff. But if you're not playing the game, or you can play the game however you want, but if the skills competition is real, because you think about the home run derby, like that's real. That's an act, and that's usually a spectacle. There's always somebody who puts on a show. The guys get competitive when it starts to get later rounds, and they start trying to actually start to outdo each other. And someone wants to hit the furthest, and then obviously you want to win. You want to win once you get there. I just feel like it can be done the exact same way. Did they do? I didn't watch the entire skills. Did they do the? And please tell me this wasn't the. I was actually watching it at a bar, so I didn't even have sound. But did they do the saucer pass like? Remember, like it's like the 3 pass, like a little chip.
No, they didn't do that this year.
That's the best one.
That's the best one. When they did it, like they had it at the target.
So technically,
no target. It's the little mini nets.
Yeah.
And then you make like a 5-foot pass. I remember Patrick Kane just killed it one year. He made it would hit. I think it's 5 passes total. There's a short pass, then you have to sauce it over a stick, and then there's a long pass that's got to go under, a long pass that's got to go over, and they go into the little mini nets. They're like little like I don't know,
beach hockey nets.
Yeah, the sauce hockey nets.
Yeah.
They're like little 18 by 18 nets.
So
like they're tiny.
Technically, I think that was the
over the water thing.
Yeah, the Bellagio fountains. Like you had to get it into like the 4 different spots in the fastest time. I think that was technically the.
Yeah, that's lame. That's lame. That's lame with the pucks that light up. That's lame. That's lame. That's the best. That's the best event in the accuracy event. The accuracy event is legit because you know what? It's actual skill. It's real skill. Real skill, not this 45-step one-timer and these fastest skaters where like the guys aren't. Well, you think that they're actually skating as hard as they can? No, they're all faster than me. They could probably all skate backwards faster than me. But you know what? I'd like to see McDavid go against Kyrou or I know McKinnon wasn't there, but I'd like to see them with their helmets on, with their equipment on, and go and let me see. Let me see.
I missed the what is it? The obstacle course they used to have. Remember they have to like stick handle through all the pucks.
Stick handle through the pucks. Yep.
Quick U-turn, stick handle back, and then like hit the sauce.
Full circles around the cones.
It was like the relay. Remember the relay they used to do?
Yep.
Like
that's what I'm saying. Like that to me is one more impressive than whatever they do for the All-Star game, and 2, it's more entertaining. And if it's real, like how cool would it be to watch the Atlantic Division do a relay against the Metropolitan Division? Like that's cool stuff.
Right.
Not this crap. Looks average Joe's dodgeball. Like what?
Yeah, this like they're just trying to put on a show instead of actual doing like actual skills.
Right, and it would be more of a show, in my opinion,
if it was
to do it than freaking dodgeball.
That's why you got to get rid of these young TikTok influencers.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Zoomers.
Bring in Wabba.
Yeah, bring in me. I've got just low enough TikTok followers where that's not a threat. Don't worry.
Sick brag.
Yeah, right. So
TikTok.com Wabba plays.
Hit me up.
There's the point. There's the point for no one to be able to see.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it goes on YouTube.
If you watch on YouTube, you can see the
you can see me pander.
The recognition point.
Well, I know you mentioned the other sports, and I forgot that the reason why I think baseball they try more is because it has consequence. So it's not just you get a car. You're giving cars to millionaires. Probably donate them or whatever. Unless like you're me and I want.
They give it to the usher walking out.
Yeah,
there you go. Here's the keys.
Like it's a nice gesture. It's clearly a marketing thing. Like whatever, those things have to happen. But in baseball, isn't it the winner of the All-Star game gets home field advantage?
Yeah, but even that I don't really care for.
But I'm just saying, like, there's consequence. So you're gonna have people that care and try. I don't know how to implement that in hockey. You sure as hell need to do it in football because that thing blows. But like, I don't know how to implement it in hockey. But like, make it matter. Make someone who's going there actually want to. And I don't know how to do that. But frankly, I'm not paid to.
You just get rid of the game. I just told you how to do it. Get rid of the game.
Yeet the project.
Just get rid of the game.
But I mean,
serious.
bring it back to the East versus West, or even like remember the North America versus like Europe.
Yeah, but even
Like-
that, or like young stars against vet, like even that's lame because they're not going to play.
I
If
remember
only
like
there was
back.
a global competition going on this week where you could have the best players from every country go and play a tournament against one another to decide
If
who has
only.
the best players in the world. If only.
If only.
But hey,
if only.
hey, they're bringing back the whatchamacallit? What's it called? The World Cup of Hockey, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they've talked about possibly bringing it back.
I thought they announced that they're bringing the World Cup of Hockey, and you know, as it's still going with the Bruins, you know, their 800th Winter Classic game is coming back to Fenway.
Let's go! I can't wait.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love watching the Bruins in the Winter Classic, but like, for
Enough's
real,
enough.
like,
Enough's
for
enough.
real, how many are they gonna get?
Well, no, I don't know if I'll because
They can play every year, and you know what? Fine by me. Screw
you know,
the other teams.
I do like the idea of the Winter Classic. I don't.
I
love
like the Winter
idea.
Classic. I don't
know
need
if I
to see the
love the
Bruins in it
idea
every
about-
other year.
I was gonna say I don't know if I love the idea of the traffic that's gonna be around the Winter Classic now that I work in the city, but Fenway's getting a nice little uptick right now. They're getting that MGM music hall being built onto it. That whole area is going to be developed, or so I hear, allegedly.
I don't know.
It's going to be developed in the next couple of years. So it's a good. I mean, it's good for that area. Like
Got
it's
an inside track.
allegedly, and so it's like it's good. It's going to be a good thing for the. I mean, it's a good thing for the city. It is nice. But you're right. It's like another one.
I like
Remember
it.
the first Fenway? Like for the first one, hopefully they situate. Hopefully they situate the rink a little better this time, because I remember like 2/3 of the people couldn't even see. It was like you either sit on the monster or sit right next to the first base dugout, or you can't see
upper
it.
deck.
You can't see it. You can't
If
see
you
it.
were lower deck, like first or third baseline,
Yeah.
you could not see.
I thought it was home plate you couldn't see because you were so far away because they put it in
that
the
too,
outfield.
yeah.
So you buy you like directly behind home plate. Like this is the best seat in the house.
Yo,
And you're
what about
watching. You have to watch it on the little monitor in front of you, and you just get to see Jeremy Roenick drunkenly skate around in the little mini rink there with the kids, as
Yeah.
opposed to being able to watch the actual game.
But you have so many blind spots in Fenway too, like just for watching a baseball game. Like those people who get the obstructed views because the post
pole.
Yeah.
and you pay all this money and it's right there.
Or when you buy a ticket and you have to sit the entire game facing. I know this is bad for the podcast,
Yeah,
but
sitting
you're
facing
you're
right
facing
field.
this way.
It's so silly, but you're
The whole
facing
game's
way.
like this. So you're just sitting like this the whole time.
Make sure you watch on YouTube to see Trav's.
You're facing right field, but your body is facing right field, but your head is like completely torqued
Yeah.
around, and you're staring at the pitcher.
You buy
You're-
your first base tickets and you're looking at right field. Like the architects in
Yeah.
1889 knew or
Yeah,
1899
not
knew
great
exactly
engineering.
what they were doing.
That's
Not
funny.
great.
But I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm probably gonna go because. So the last Winter Classic I went to, so we got to go to the one at Gillette.
Yeah.
And my wife really wanted to go, and I was gonna get tickets, and then my father-in-law says, "Hey, so for Christmas, I'm gonna get you guys tickets to the thing. Just don't tell her. I just want to make sure
Win.
you know." However, it was a win. However, she's like, "Why can't we get tickets?" So now I've got to lie to her for months. So I'm like, "Oh, because it's just so expensive. I don't want to go." And she's like, "Oh man, okay, well you're a jerk. You suck. Why don't we just go get the merch before the game since you're not taking it? We're not going." And then it turns out she gets the tickets, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And then she looks at me. She's like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Crap for months," and I had to just take it.
That's called being a husband.
Yeah, yeah. Congrats.
It was fun, but I really want to go to this one. I want all the merch, and I don't know. I love winter. I like that stuff. I like the exclusive things.
See, I would love to say that I'd love to go, but here's the problem with like, oh, I want to go. I want to like, it would be nice. Like, okay, it'd be nice. Maybe work will send me, but it'll be nice. But
BB&G outing.
would be nice. Would also be nice. But here's the only issue. It's a huge risk to buy a ticket 6 months in advance for a game that's outdoors in Boston in January.
Yeah,
Like, it
'cause
could-
it might be negative
like,
7 degrees out.
Yeah, if I had tickets to this year's Winter Classic, I'm not going. It was negative like 30. Zero. I mean, it wasn't that cold, but it was like 7 degrees outside plus the wind chill. Nope. No.
Temperature's just a number, man. You just got to be
Nope.
built different.
Nope.
Yeah,
because I would drink too much and then I would literally die out there.
When
Just
you
take
literally
layers
build
off.
up icicles in your beard, like,
Yeah,
no, thank you.
Nope. Pass. The other thing about the beautiful thing about January in Boston is it also could be 50 degrees outside, and it makes for a terrible game because the ice sucks.
Yeah.
So it's like,
They
I don't
just
know.
take off their skates and just wear sneakers. And just...
So
Well,
true
that's
story.
right.
I played in the Pond Hockey Classic in New Hampshire, 3 maybe 4 years ago. It was pre-pandemic, in the world before the world. Probably 3-4 years ago. And on Sunday, the ice was so bad. And it's late Saturday. It was a late Saturday game. So you play Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's games Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then the playoffs are on Sunday. So it was the late Saturday games. 2 teams that were out of it. They weren't playing anymore. The ice had already been chopped up from everybody skating on it. Plus it was warm. And the 2 teams decided, you know what? We're good here. They took their skates off, put boots on, and started running around and played that way. And then during the halftime or the little intermission that they give you, they just all did a ski shot together. I was like, this is awesome. This is amazing. Not great for the Winter Classic in the middle for an actual game, but cool for that situation. Just running around. Like some people didn't have boots. They like, how do you go to whatever and not wear boots? They're wearing sneakers. I'm like, that's no.
I didn't even bring my sneakers. I have my boots the whole weekend.
Yep. No. But yeah, that was cool. But could you see Patrice Bergeron putting on his work boots and running instead of skating? Like it just doesn't. I don't know.
No, but I'd like to. That would be.
I do know, but remind me. Are they playing Pittsburgh? It's Pittsburgh, right?
Tomorrow?
I don't.
No.
The Classic. I don't know if it's been
I don't
announced.
think they announced who.
But my
they're playing
brother-in-law said just when that came up, he goes, "Guess who they're playing?" And I'm like, "They haven't announced." He goes, "They're gonna play Pittsburgh because Fenway owns them."
They're playing Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, they're playing Pittsburgh.
Is that announced? I just saw that they got the Winter Classic game. They usually don't announce.
Oh, opponent not announced yet.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be Pittsburgh
It's
because
gonna be
Fenway
Pittsburgh.
owns them, and they're gonna say you have to do this because we own you.
Are you kidding me? That's
you gotta throw in the 5th rock.
Yeah, that's.
So they're also gonna Bruins win. Can't wait.
And LeBron James will do the coin toss. Oh wait, there is no coin toss. LeBron James will drop the ceremonial first puck. Also part of the Fenway group.
No slip.
The more you know, Wabba.
Nope, I quit.
I didn't know that.
I quit. No. LeBron James drops the first puck. I'm out.
That's it.
I'm out. Anyway,
I'll be a
that was
Coyotes fan.
I would have forgot about that actually. I forgot. Like, we don't write things down anymore. We've gotten away from planning. It's just like, all right, let's record tonight. It's like 5 o'clock. We're like, are we doing this tonight? Is this happening? I don't know. Big country asks us on like Thursday. Are we recording on Monday? And then we don't answer.
I had no.
So I got to re-ask Monday morning.
And then he checks Monday morning, and then it's still like 50-50 until like 6 o'clock. It's still 50-50 until we're all logged on. Until I log on, basically.
Pretty much. Because usually me and Wabba are sitting here and be like, did he forget?
I'm a child. My life is boring now. After 7 o'clock, I'm just.
There's a good chance that I forgot.
Well, I'm can't move for the next like month, so.
Look at you. Post it up.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us what happened? We'll get personal for a second before we do our end of the show plugs.
So I played in that pond hockey tournament, the Frostbite Face-Off up in Vermont 2 weeks ago.
And you forgot your boots?
No, apparently I left my ligaments at home.
Oh, no.
So I was in between games and I was like kind of warming up, like pushing, like making snow, like kind of like the little side to side, like pushes. And I went to go push on my right knee. My right knee went one way, my body went the other way and popped. And I have a grade 1 MCL sprain in my right knee.
A non-contact injury.
Yeah. Yep.
Warming up.
Lower body injury.
For a pond
hockey game. Yep.
Did your team win?
I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to.
No, actually, they lost. They didn't win another game. So I went the weekend undefeated, 1-0.
Well, that's good. That means that you are better than your team.
Did you at least stay and pound beers for the rest of the time? Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, here's the nice thing. You could have just laid down and you would have been icing it. Like you just curl over in the pile you just made.
So as soon as I felt the pop, I knew I was done.
What was it? A sprain? What is the official sprain?
Sprain MCL.
So it's a pain tolerance thing then, right? I mean, you obviously can't play, but as far as like
Right.
walking and stuff, it's a pain tolerance.
Yeah,
so.
right. Yeah, and more like putting pressure on it.
So.
You guys are weird. Hockey players are weird. You're like, yeah, like I probably should go to the hospital, but I'm just gonna get like wasted and then like.
Yeah, I did. I
Sleep
didn't go
it
to the
off.
hospital until Monday.
Yeah. No,
I
you
did it Friday night. Drank all weekend. Iced it.
Yeah, of course. As long as you can still use it. It's true. If you don't use it, you lose it. But as long as you can still use it, then you're good.
Dude, I scraped my toe on the ground and I thought I had to go to the hospital.
Although, did you drive though?
Yeah, I drove.
That's tough. The right leg, that's tough.
So I had to drive 3 hours home.
That's tough. Okay, credit for that because that's
So I pretty much spent all day Saturday in the hotel room icing it, drinking, which was fine because it ended up being -7 degrees outside
warm.
with the wind chill. And I was like, "Yep, you guys can go out have fun playing and freezing." Because I mean, if anyone ever got hit with a puck in that cold of weather, you know how hard. Like even the guys on my team were like, it just hurt like accepting passes with the sticks.
Yeah,
it just like.
The ice I bet was good though.
But they watered it the night before, so it was like too cold that it was like
get bumpy.
Well, it was just like chopping up, so it was like
yeah.
But I mean, it was a good time. We had fun.
That's the only thing that sucks about those pond is the ice gets so bad and it becomes next to impossible to play. I thought you were gonna tell me like you went to stop and you caught like one of the ice rivets and like then you blew it out that way. You know like the ice like when you're playing it gets a huge cracks in the middle of the surface and you can catch them funny and that's the end of that. But no, yours is in warming up,
watching the girls' game before ours, and just
smart man, smart man,
gamer move.
Yeah, gamer move. Smart.
Gamer strengths. That's crazy, dude. I pull a like if I I don't know, stub my toe, I'm writing a will. Like I can't imagine if that happened to me.
You went from stubbing his toe to being 6 feet under in the matter of like a
I'm like, dude, I'm done.
I'm writing my will. That's it. I can't tell my family I love them.
There's so much more I'd like to do when you're
steps on a Lego.
Yeah, like your foot's hanging off and you're just like pushing the gas to go. I mean, my gosh, dude.
Hockey players are built different. Even the beer league hockey players are just it's different. You're built different.
Wild.
And of course, I was in the furthest rink away from the hotel.
Naturally,
so trying to skate back on like one leg.
Naturally,
over, I mean, if anybody's ever skated on a pond knows it's the most flat surface.
You should have just had them cut a circle around you and set you adrift. Give me the Viking funeral I deserve.
So I'll tell you a funny story. So quickly, similar to pond hockey, I was checking to see if ice was frozen on a pond recently, and I was watching people. They weren't skating. I don't know. I actually still to this moment don't have any idea what they were doing, but they were on the opposite side of the pond, and they were. I'm assuming ice fishing. I assume, but I don't know. They definitely weren't skating. They might have. I don't know. Anyway. So I was like, oh, it's frozen. So I took a rock, you do the little rock test. You spike the rock on the surface, make sure no cracks, you don't hear anything. You throw it hard enough so it's good. I'm like, all right, this is good. And then there was a dock and I went to step off the dock. Yep, nope, not frozen.
You went
right into the lake. It was freezing.
Oh,
like it was so cold. Like the entire surface was ice. Like there's no way that this thing wasn't frozen. And it was only like luckily it was only like shin deep, like it wasn't very deep at all because there's the dock there. So I just stepped off, boom, lose my balance, fall backwards into the lake. I'm just like plunk right into the lake. Keep my head above water because I'm afraid like my body whatever, but like if I like start getting like my head gets like I don't know, I'm like I could die. I'm hypothermia. I'm dead.
True.
Fall in. I get out. I start getting undressed because I want to like dry myself off with like a towel before I get into the shower because you can't go right from the cold to the hot. That you shock your body, so you gotta warm up. Like you get a little blanket. You're getting all things. I'm like, okay, I got my watch. I got my work phone. I go to reach my personal phone. Gone. I'm like,
the bottom of the
where's
lake.
my phone? Where's my phone?
Godspeed.
So I look at my watch and I've got the Apple Watch connected to my iPhone and it has the little square with the line through it saying like your phone's not near you. So I'm like, maybe it's in my truck. So I run out to the truck, see if it's in there. Nope. I'm like, you have to be kidding me. I change. I throw on my work boots, a new sweatshirt, a coat, And I'm like, I'm going in. Like, I'm gonna go find I'm going to go find my phone.
Going
I'm going
swimming.
in.
What is wrong with
I'm
you?
going in. So, and then I'm like, wait a second. And I
Hockey players
stop.
are built different.
Hockey players are built different. I stop and I'm like, wait a second. This was only shin deep. I can find this. So I try and find a flashlight to see if I could like put the flashlight over the water to see if I could see it. Didn't work. And then I'm like, fine, okay, I'm just gonna put my arm in and see if I can feel around. Did that. Wanted to die because it was so cold. Went in like past my elbow, was like basically in on my shoulder. And I'm like, no, I can't find it. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm gonna go in. I was like, maybe I can find a pair of goggles. I'm like looking for goggles. Nothing. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever. So I just took a deep breath and was just like, stuck my entire arm in as far as I could, laid face down on the dock and stuck my arm in as far as I could and just started like feeling around for it. My hand was probably in there for like a minute. Like my fingers are starting to not bend. I'm like, this is like, bring my arm out and like there's like little crystals on my arm hair. Like it's freezing. Found my phone. Still works.
In the water?
Found my phone in the water. Still works. The speaker was a little distorted and I couldn't charge it because it was still on, was still getting texts, was still getting notifications, everything. So I fell into a lake with 2 phones and an Apple Watch and everything still works. I put it next to a little space heater for like an hour, dried it right out, cleaned out the dock, the speakers work fine, everything works fine, didn't lose a single thing.
Everything works except your arm.
Everything works. Yeah, no, I still can't bend my
Didn't
fingers.
they do that in
Snowpiercer? Haven't gotten the feeling back yet in my forearm.
I'm pretty sure like people used to torture people doing what you just did.
Yeah, no, it was miserable. But I was like,
what kind of phone was it?
XR, I think.
Dude, you told me that's a Motorola Razr, and I'm ending this call.
No, I think it's I don't know. It's old, but
dude, if that was a Nokia, it would have just shattered the.
Yeah, well, that's what would have broke the ice.
Yeah. So think about that next time. Also, if you're not old, you don't understand that.
Yeah, but I was playing Snake on it before I fell in.
Jesus.
But good story, I thought. And I mean, all's well that ends well. I would have been extremely pissed if I lost my phone, but all's well that ends well, I guess.
There are so many.
Or my arm.
There's so many alternate realities where you just get. It's so bad. It's like the Avengers 1 that happened right now, where you don't lose an arm or a leg.
No, did nothing. Nothing. It was fine. I mean, my arm was very it hurt. Like it was like, okay, I really need to make sure that I dry this off and warm it up, and then shower just in case. But
you want to know what's more than the cost of an iPhone? Your copay. Think about that next time you want to do something dangerous.
Oh, but like, I don't remember the last time I was backed up. Like I've got pictures, and like I don't have my dog anymore. I've got a bunch of pictures of my dog on there. Like like I need to find that.
Yeah, you got me with that. That's
fair. I need to find that. Like, of course. Anyway, before I start crying about my dog, Big Country, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on YouTube, Big Country 7914. You can also find this podcast right here on YouTube, Big Country 7914, and TikTok as well. That's about all my
Wabba,
platforms.
Twitch.tv/Wabba Plays. Wabba Plays on all social media. Is this going live Tuesday?
Yes.
If you want to hang out with me doing something different, there's a Madden Championships series. I'm doing a watch along at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a big event for me. Something new, different. I know it's not hockey related, but whatever. If you want to come say hi, support me, go there.
Yeah, but it's you related, so we support it.
Oh, I was gonna say, but it's you related, so I'd recommend against it.
No, not that cynical. Come on.
You guys are too nice. If you guys were my mods, you would have already thrown me into the bus. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. As always, the show's presented by the Boston Sports Syndicate, so we thank them for helping us out with that. And you can find them on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. Search Boston Sports Syndicate. But on Twitter and on Instagram, the handle is Boston Sports SYN due to character limits. And you can also find the Bleed Black and Gold podcast on Twitter, BBNG podcast, which I was going to tweet today and be like, does anybody else feel like they're really bad at tweeting, or is that just us? So I'm going to try my best to get that working and rolling and going, and I feel like it's a good time for it with all the games coming up. So hopefully someone will help me and at both of you. And yeah, so that's BBNG podcast on Twitter. If you guys want to go to an event, a game, a concert, a comedy show, some Winter Classic tickets, SeatGeek.com. Use code BSS. You want to clean yourself up for your lady friends coming up for Valentine's Day, Manscaped.com, code BSS. And you get all of the content, articles, all the other podcasts presented by the Boston Sports Syndicate at www.bostonsportssyndicate.com. It's probably the best one I've ever done. I just like to put that out there. Big Country Ryan. I know that was good. It was almost like
very good.
I didn't practice.
I thought you had that written down right there.
I didn't. No, I didn't. Watch the YouTube. I didn't watch it. I have a piece of paper in front of me. I got nothing. Just off the top of the brain. It's almost like I've been doing this for 4 years now. But anyway, Wabba, Ryan, thank you guys for joining us. And as always, thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.